Hello everyone. Myself Shilpi Moitro, Assistant Professor of English in Falakata College, Alipurduar under North Bengal University. Today's lesson plan is based on William Blake's poem The Tiger, which belongs to the Songs of Experience. This particular poem is there in Core Course 9 under British Romantic Literature, Unit 1, and is for 4th semester English Honours students. Let me come directly to the poem The Tiger, and for a short introduction on the writer, let me introduce Blake by saying that he is one of the pre-romantics who has devoted his entire life for poetic and artistic expositions, which have explored his firm belief in God, whom he considers to be the phenomenal creator. Two of Blake's wonderful creations include The Songs of Innocence, which was published in 1789, and The Songs of Experience, which was published in 1794. Tiger is a poem which belongs to the Songs of Experience. According to the simple analysis of the poem, the tiger is a terrible creature with a beautiful shape. During night, its burning eyes look like two balls of fire. The narrator, who is an adult, unlike the child narrator of the Songs of Innocence, seems to be fascinated by the terrible creation of God. The vital theme of this poem is the concept of the creator and the creation. By asking what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry, the narrator wonders about the mysterious power of the creator. He shudders with the fact that what kind of hand can frame the fearful symmetry or structure of this important creation of God. The narrator admires the strength of the creator who had seized the fire and has dared to aspire to build a ferocious creature like the tiger. The adult narrator is astonished by the artistic sensibility of the creator because tiger becomes a challenging creation on his part. And he is surprised to imagine the passion of the creator who could so beautifully frame or construct a deadly creation like the tiger. In the 4th paragraph, the narrator questions about the instruments that have been required to create a deadly creation like this. It includes the hammer, the chain, the anvil, and is supposedly used to form the fearful construction of the tiger. There are plenty of biblical references in the poem, and Milton's Paradise Lost becomes one such text of reference. While speaking about the Creator, the poet speaks about the greatness of God, who is the creator of both the concepts of good and evil. God is the creator. It is He who had fathered everyone. He is the most potential person, and He is the supreme foundational figure who has given life to everyone. The stars threw down their spears and with tears of amazement and horror observed the representation of God. The two lines, "Did He smile His work to see? Did He who made the lamb made thee?" suggest the immense creativity of the creator. And also from these two lines we can observe the main aspect that God might be smiling or He might be pleased to see His creation. And also the narrator cannot believe the fact that He who had created the meek lamb, how can He, the same person, create a ferocious being like the tiger? Is He, the creator of gentleness, is also the creator of ferociousness? This is a question, or this becomes an open ended question for the readers to understand and analyze. The creation or the tiger was a part of God's purpose and pleasure. And two vital questions surfaces: whether God is satisfied or inherently pleased by creating the tiger, and whether he himself is the creator of both the lamb and the tiger. As the two lines that has been referred earlier, this from these two lines we can actually get the main impact of these two poems, and also a general summary can be constructed from these two lines. Who the God is and what is his ultimate purpose in the creation becomes clear to the readers. As we all know that lamb signifies innocence and tiger represents experience. And the readers along with the narrator wonders that how can the creator create both the kind and the cruel alike, and probably in a very same manner. Systematically, if we look through these concepts minutely, then the innocence and the experience are inextricably related to one another. And without the presence of the one, the other loses the basic significance and also the symbolic imagery. It can also be cited as the binary opposites of the human mind and human nature, which nourishes and leads to the growth of each and every phase of the human life. This world is a mysterious place. Here, the good and the evil coexist. Fierce strength is symbolized by the tiger, and along with it, the gentleness and peace is symbolized by the lamb. Christ is also the emblem of both, because it is within him that the gentleness and the wrath exist. The tiger is symbolized by the God as much as the lamb, which is also or equally symbolized by him. The tiger is a representative poem of the Songs of Innocence. It may be read along with the lamb in Songs of Innocence. The two poems represent the two aspects of Christ, Blake's symbol of the divine spirit. At simple reading, the poem can also be considered to be a contemplation of the fact that besides peacefulness and gentleness, the world also needs and includes fierce forces like the terrifying tiger. And it also includes the destructiveness that exists within the human mind. Creation cannot exist without the possible potentiality of the concept of destruction. So these two concepts, creation and destruction, along with innocence and experience, are also binary opposites which are linked with one another in this particular poem. Tiger's fierceness and lamb's gentleness are contrasting qualities of the human mind. What Blake's fine poem does is to let us contemplate about these facts, and the readers keep on imagining and wondering about the emotional intensity and also the conflict that shapes the human mind. The concepts of innocence and experience are much like the dark and the light aspects of the human mind. The human mind is divided between both, the good and the evil, and probably the lamb and the tiger becomes the perfect representation of the human mind, because the good and the evil are the representative qualities of every human mind. The tiger is a symbol of wrath and passion, and is thus the symbol of Christ. Christ includes within himself the meekness of the lamb and also the wrath of the tiger. Students should never forget that the coexistence of these two opposite forces actually give a proper, beautiful imagery of the poem. The symbolism of this poem is very relevant, and also the imageries that are present. And on an allegorical level, we can also see that the artistic aspect of the poem rhythms in every human mind. The poet is also preoccupied with the fundamental questions of human life and the basic purpose of existence. In the Songs of Innocence, he also shows one kind of existence which is bright with joy and harmony. But he sees its place taken by another which is dark and sinister. The images of the tiger recur in the prophetic books, but in this poem, we find that it has been presented in a very alluring manner, in a very sensational manner, which can easily be grasped by the students. I hope all of you like this short program, or we can say this lesson plan by me on this particular poem, The Tiger by William Blake. I hope all of you will benefit from this, and thank you for your patient hearing.